Japan, island country, surrounded by oceans all sides, has adopted different cultures through interacting and trading with other nations. In the early 17th century, the shogunate of the Tokugawa military government closed Japan to the rest of the world for more than 200 years. This isolation lasted until the 19th century, when a growing number of foreign ships began entering Japanese waters. Ships of Western nations, including Russia, Great Britain, France, and the United States, approached the Japanese coast seeking ports and trade. In the West, the mid-19th century brought a revolution of industry and transportation. Led by invention of the fueled steam engine, waves of new technology and ideas finally began landing on Japanese shores. Commodore Perry was sent to Japan as a representative of the United States to open the country and thereby establish a trans-Pacific shipping route and obtain protectors for whaling ships. Perry appeared off Uraga with a fleet of 4 ships in July 1853. He presented a letter from President Fillmore to the shogun. Perry returned to Japan in February of 1857 with still an even larger force of 7 ships and anchored off Kanagawa in Edo Bay. The shogunate rushed to build a reception hall in the little village of Yokohama. Commodore Perry landed at Yokohama on March 8, 1853 with 500 armed sailors, and the first ever U.S.-Japan bilateral talks were held in the reception hall. The Treaty of Peace and Amity between the U.S. and Japan was signed on March 31, 1854. Representing the tremendous power of modern civilization and invention, the American expedition led by Commodore Perry succeeded in opening Japan, and she entered into commercial treaties and began trading actively with other nations, thus breaking out of self-imposed isolation and into globalizing world. Yokohama emerged on the stage of the world history as one of the first Japanese port to be opened under the treaties. It was a portal through which Western products and ideas poured into Japan and became Japan's principal port for tea and silk export. Hey look, fireworks! Could it be the 4th of July? No, this is to celebrate the 150th anniversary since the US and Japan first became friends in Yokohama, and people held the celebration. Yokohama was once a small village, but it quickly became one of the biggest ports in Japan. Today the population of Yokohama is 3.5 million and is Japan's second largest city. The Hikawamaru had carried 25,000 passengers in 238 trans-Pacific voyages on the Yokohama-Seattle route. The Hikawamaru now is a floating museum and fun house.